Hi viewers. So today we are going to discuss about accusative case. Okay. So first thing is, I think there are a lot of uh, YouTube videos in about the accusative case in German language. So first thing, let us understand what exactly is accusative, and I'll just put forward some of the expectations for us to segregate what are we going to study. So first thing is accusative. Okay, we will study the first thing is articles in accusative, and we will also study pronouns. Okay, in accusative case, and last one is prepositions. Prepositions in accusative. So this will help us, segregate and make us first understand about the articles, the pronouns, and the prepositions in the accusative case. So I will now go ahead and we will discuss more about what we will talk about the accusative. Now, the accusative case is known as an objective case. Okay, first understand that accusative case is equal to objective case. So objective case is the one that affects the direct object of the sentence. So accusative is equal to objective case, and it is the one that directly affects the object of the sentence. So typically, the direct object is the noun. Okay, that the verb acts on. So you know what is a noun here, right? Noun, any noun, and we know what is a verb. Yeah, sorry, N-O-U-N-E noun. I think it's Noun. Yeah? Sorry. And then, so in other words, the direct object is who or what directly receiving the action of the noun. So let us go and see an example. Okay. So let us say the woman sees. The woman sees. Okay. So here, what is the woman? The woman is the subject. S-U-B-J-E-C. It's the subject. So woman is the subject. And what is verb? What is the verb? So verb is nothing but the action. So action. So what is the action here? The action is nothing but the see. Right? Now that's just in English, right? So what happens in German? German, the female is always starts with a D, and you know that woman is called a Frau. And die Frau sieht. Okay, so the woman seat. So here the woman is the subject and the verb seat. Seat is the verb. So now we should always question ourselves. Was steht die Frau? Okay, what sees the Frau? So we need to understand what does the woman see. What I'm saying is, I said the woman sees. Now I am asking the most important question is, what does the woman see? Die Woman sieht eine Vogel. So I will write here. Okay. Die Frau sieht einen Vogel. Vogel is a bird. Okay. So here, what is the direct object? The direct object is the Vogel. Direct object. So that is what I am talking about. So direct object is the Vogel. So die Frau is the subject. Okay. And then you have seek. Seek is the verb, right? Seek is the action because the action is going on, and then you have the verb, right? So die Frau siegt eine Vogel. The Frau is the subject, the siegt is the verb, and Vogel is the direct object. So I will just talk more about some examples. So I say like I see the man. Okay, I see the man. Ich see den Mann. Okay, so these are the Examples are if I see the man, I subject, see verb, the man is the direct object. So next question is, can we discuss the situation? Can we discuss the situation? So I will write, I can't do the umlaut. So this is O is, I'll just do a capital O so that you guys can understand. So Conan, wir, T, situation, discurian. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is, can we discuss the situation? So here, what just we have to just discuss accusative case is the objective case, okay, and the objective case is the one that we are interested in. So here we just see the woman seek the woman seeked. So what is the woman seek? The woman sees the vogel. So vogel is the direct object, yeah, and I ish see the man. So who sees the man? It is man, then man, yeah, then man is the direct object. Conan see here their situation situation discurian. So here what are we talking? Here is this situation is the direct object. Okay, now I have written some questions. I don't want to waste my time in typing. So, are you visiting Berlin? The question here is, are you visiting? If I say, are you visiting? Now, also, what are you visiting? So, are you visiting Berlin? So here, Berlin will be the direct object. So I think we are clear about the accusative. So accusative is equal to the objective. And here we also understood that everything, whether it's a subject or it's a verb, and then you have a sentence that is reflecting the direct object. So we know now, understand that very clearly that what exactly is an accusative case. Very nice. Now let me talk about one of the things that most of the people are really confused about. So because is the structure, okay, so because English doesn't have cases, we have a very strict word order to show the subject and object in each sentence. In German, word order has less impact because the cases show the role of each word. So now let us consider the example in I'll give you an example which, if, despite you change the order, it gives you the same meaning. So the man sees the dog. The man sees the dog. So here I have already kept some sentences easily for us to understand. So here I write, here is, der man sieht den Hund. Der man sieht den Hund. Der man is the is the subject here. Okay, sieht is, he's saying it's a verb, and then Hund is the accusative. Simple. Now der Hund sägt der Mann. Den Hund sägt der Mann. Der Hund, der Hund sägt der Mann. So here, the accusative, what would be the accusative here? Here, den Hund sägt what? Right? Here, what does the man see? Here, what does the dog see? The dog sees the man. So whatever you see here, again, you will always find the accusative case as der Hund sees the man, the Hund, the dog, then Hund. Okay. So now that we have completely understood that what are the accusative case. So whenever you wanted to understand in a sentence what exactly is an accusative case, you need to question yourself, what is the man talking? What is the man seeing? What is the woman seeing? Like the question. So, besucht die du Berlin? Besucht, and are you visiting? Okay, are you visiting what? It is Berlin. So, die Frau sieht die Vogel, einen Vogel. So, the woman sees what? The woman sees einen Vogel. So, the accusative case is always question yourself, like exactly like what are we doing? Now, excellent. So now that we have perfectly understood the accusatives, so now let me talk about the articles, right? So articles in I'm talking about the articles in accusatives, right? So as you can see that accusatives, you have they change much between the nominative and the accusative. The only difference is the masculine singular, For all of these articles, we usually relieve this in case. So let us talk about the most common one. I have already kept it, which is this. So here, if you see here in the structure, um, we know that there are three things in German: masculine, feminine, and neutral. We know that it is die, dir, or das, right? Neutral, you know it is das. Feminine, we know it is die. Now here comes den for masculine. As you all know from the chart below, there is not much of a change in the articles between the nominative and the accusative. The only difference for the accusative case is den. Now, why does this become den? Now, let me go back to the above example here and talk about this one example where I wanted to say is the man seeked der Hund. Now, if I come here and say, now actually Hund is feminine, is masculine. So it has deer, right? So it is deer. So when it is seen in an accusative form, then it becomes den. So the man seeked den Hund. So that is how we have the masculine form. For the rest, it is all okay. So you always have to remember to change when you have to change it to den. Okay, the deer becomes den in an accusative form when it is reflecting an direct object. Like the man seeked a Hund. Now the Hund is the direct object. So the Hund is a masculine form, and then it structure changes to den. So der Mann sieht den Hund. Now the plural form is always for accusative case. Now if I'm talking about say hunds, or if I'm talking about more dogs, then I will say the man sieht die Hund. If I'm saying D-I-E and then I'm saying Hund, then I'm referring to plural form of terms. I'm not referring to one dog. There are more than one dog. Then I say it is die Hund. Okay, I repeat what I've just said. Now, we are in the accusative case. The accusative case is the direct object. So in a sentence, you always have to question yourself when when you have to say, what is the man seeing? Where are you going? What are you referring to? So when you question yourself, then it is the answer that comes is your direct object. Now, when the direct object is a masculine structure or a whatever, the masculine, then it becomes den. That is the only thing that you need to remember. Accusative case, which when a direct object is masculine form, change it to den. That's it. Reverse. And also remember that if masculine, whatever the accusative case, if it is in the plural form, make sure that you have to put it in D form. So articles are of two types. Yeah. So you know that there is definite article. Okay. Now I spoke about this is the definite article. And now I want to talk about the indefinite article. Like, what do you, I don't know whether, I'm not sure whether you guys understand what is definite or indefinite. So it is, definite article is like the, yeah. The indefinite article is like a and an in English. So this, you like the Hund, right? The Hund, which we actually talk. But we also have another form which is also called as a, right? A and an in English, which is that is what we call as ein, eine, ein, ein, eine, einen. Now it is very easy, this one, because always remember that the feminine form here, yeah, the feminine form always ends with e. That's how you can, even if you see here, the feminine form in the above case for the definite article, you see D, it ends with E, right? It's easy to remember. So feminine, E. In the same time, indefinite article for feminine, it is E-I-N-E, ends with E. That's, so neutral is ein, and masculine is einen. And there is no form for Of course, there is indefinite article, there is nothing. Okay, so I think you have understood articles in accusative case, indefinite articles. Now, indefinite. I wanted to give a summary. Indefinite article, we spoke about masculine, feminine, and neutral. In neutral, we spoke about ein. Feminine, I said, always ends with e. It is e-i-n-e, eine. And in masculine form, when in an accusative case, it becomes einen. So, to summarize here, accusative case here in masculine form, in an definite article, it becomes den, right? Accusative case, when in a masculine, in an indefinite article, it becomes einen, E-I-N-E-N. That's the only thing that we have to remember in accusative. That's it. We have completed the accusative. I just wanted to emphasize the last bit there. We can also use kind. You know, kind is like no, no in English, like keine, keine, keinen. You know, so even to give a little ending to what we just spoke, I will talk about kind. So here we also speak about the same structure. See, I already told feminine is N, E, ends with E. Neutral is kind. So kind, keine, and keinen. And in plural, you have just have kind. So you can just see always the plural form and the female form will always be the same. You know, you can just easily remember that whether it is kindly a female or it can be, if it is referring to the same, it can be a plural form. So it is kind of very easy if you remember this. So kind, kindne, and kindnen, and the end it ends with e. So before we end this session, I will also give you some examples. Okay, so do you like drinking beer? Okay, so so let me give you some examples which I will talk about. So, okay, do you like drinking beer? Okay, drinks to gyan beer. Okay, do you like drinking beer? So, drinks to gyan beer. Now, if you talk about this, what is an accusative case in this? Very simple. Drinks to gyan. What? Beer, right? So, I will just mention it as here. Drinks to gyan beer. What do you like to drink? What do you like to Do you like to drink beer? Yes, drinks to gyan what? Beer. So beer is your accusative case. Okay. Now I don't have any brothers. Okay. I don't have any brothers. How do you say that? Ich habe. Now brothers, right? I'm talking about brothers. So I'm saying I don't have any brothers. So it is a plural form. Now brother is a masculine form. So plural and masculine, and again I'm saying no, it is keinen. So ich habe keinen Bruder. So it is not Bruders. Okay. In English we have brother, right? But in German we don't have Bruders, right? So we say that ich habe keinen Bruder. So when I'm talking about kainen, that means it is a masculine of brother is a masculine form and it is an accusative case, and then I am putting it in a kind no form, which is a kainen. Simple. Now, do you know the professor? Simple question. So, do you know the professor? Kennst ihr den Professor? Now, professor is what? Professor is a masculine form, which is dear professor. Now, it is an accusative. Do you know the professor? Kennst ihr den Professor? So, the professor will become den. So, I mention it as kennst ihr den Professor. So, the professor, who is a masculine form and is an accusative case, has become den. Very simple. Do you often read books? Liest du oft Bucha? Now, see, do you often read? I did not say book. I said books. Now, books is a plural form, right? So, it doesn't have anything. So a book is a neutral, right? Book is a neutral form. So when a book is neutral, you don't need to add any other what do you say, uh, any other forms for this. So the answer would be like least to oft boo her. The with that umlaut and everything. That's it for today, and thank you so much.